Right then, guys, welcome back to the ProTalk Podcast. And we have today, I'm going to try not butcher your second name, bro, Mr. Yemi Adefioye. Did I butcher
It's
it?
Adefioye.
Adefioye, all right, I was nearly there. I was nearly there, bro.
Nigerian names are
Welcome.
Sonic, mate. They're Sonic. They're easy.
Yeah, I love that, bro. Thank you very much for coming on, bro. It's a pleasure to have you on. I think, probably most people listening will know who you are, but it'd be good to get a little bit of a mini intro from you, what you're about, and all that kind of stuff, bro.
All right, cool. Yeah. So, as you said, my name is Yemi. I am an IFBB Pro, and I am an Olympian. First Olympia was October last year, which was dope. Didn't place the way I wanted to, but you know what? Olympia is the Olympia, so fuck it. Probably I'm taking a year off, and then obviously gonna go win the Olympia next year. So
Come
basically,
on.
he's got the exclusive interview with the next Mr. Olympia. I mean,
Oh,
I must
bro,
feel
there we
fucking
go.
honored, mate.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. There we go. We're gonna rewind to this moment a year from now, just less than a year from now, and run it back. But like I said, thank you for coming on, bro. I've got some questions and shit to go through with you, but super chill back and forth, like we're mates anyway. So, I wanted to start off with, I guess, like your bodybuilding journey. You kind of already mentioned it, the fact that you've already competed at the very highest level of bodybuilding that we have, and I know you said didn't place where you wanted to place. But I think, to be honest, just fucking qualifying and being able to stand on that stage. I know, obviously, we always want more, but like, how did that feel being there on that day? Like, how talk us through that, man.
Yeah, I mean, okay, when you're at the Olympia, I'll be real, it's just you kind of get to a point where you're kind of like, yeah, this is just a normal day, bro. This is what we do. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, even when I was backstage, I weren't seeing crazy like nervousness or like anyone
Mm.
feeling it really. Everyone was kind of in good spirits, which I guess is a bit different, right? Like, you might go to one or two shows where people are like, there are a couple guys that are like seasoned or chilling, they're cool, but I guess everyone there is kind of like understanding their place and stuff like that in the hierarchy of bodybuilding, right? Because
Yeah,
I feel like I had this conversation with like it's a bit of a derail, but I had this conversation with Dan Bastick and
yeah.
he put it well. And this was something that he had a conversation with me after I went to the Olympia because he felt like I wouldn't get it until I've been there, which I guess he's right. But like it's more like there's leagues, like there's levels to the leagues.
Yeah, I feel you.
Amateur is its own league. Pro is its own league. Olympian is its own league. So when you're at the Olympia League, that's a certain level that everybody kind of tends to be at. And like the honest truth is, like, even if you look at someone at the back of the call outs, right? Like, there's guys that will never move. It's to say like that. But at the
Yeah,
same
yeah, yeah.
time, there's like a very finite difference between even like the fifth or sixth call out to the third call out. The difference is so minor because everyone's so good. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
people go on like, oh, it's boring and stuff like that, and like they're not that good anymore. Da, 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 da. But the actual truth is, especially when you see up close, like the guys are really good, even at the back of the call outs.
Everyone's shredded.
Everyone's shredded, everyone's posing well, everyone's got a lot of tissue, everyone's got a good physique. It's
Mm.
just that the scale is so large, you know. You're seeing the best in the world. You're seeing the Ramon Dinos, you're seeing the Mikes, the Ruffs, and all these guys, and then you're seeing like then you're seeing some guy that's in like the fifth call out or myself. So it looks like there's a massive gap, but even when I was looking at Ramon in person, I wasn't like, yo, he's fucking mogging me. I didn't
Mm.
even. I didn't really feel like there was a massive gap between myself and Ramon, and maybe other people felt that. That could be a thing. But like as a whole, I just feel like the margin is so small, and like the margin of greatness is like a percent. You know,
It's so true, isn't it?
it's
So
such a
true.
small margin when you see it in person, and I think that's the biggest takeaway that you can kind of get when you're at that level. You're at that level. And again,
I think that
not everyone's got
with the
the
plate.
ability. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh mate, I know that's right. I was going to say with the placings as well, like you say, because what was it? Record amount. How many guys were there in Classic this year in the
Yeah,
Olympia?
it was 58, 56.
Yeah, yeah, it's a lot of guys, isn't it? And you think about it, like obviously they only place the top 15, but then everyone below that, there's still an order there. You just don't know what the order is. Do you know what I mean? Like you're saying,
I
you can kind of tell. I imagine when you're back there, who would be in what order if they did it all the way down to 54th place.
Yeah,
And
kind
it's
of,
like,
kind of.
how does it make you feel? Like, what's your that must give you some mad inspiration, like having being there on the day, seeing the guys who are like at the top and being like, do you know what? I can see the gap. Like I feel like I can close that gap. Is
Yeah,
that where your mindset's at now? And like
one
obviously
million,
what the goal is.
1 million%. Like
Yeah.
obviously I don't speak about it too much, but like even when I was walking around, like the staff members, they fucking loving me off. Like I don't know, like
yeah,
I'm very friendly backstage. But like even
yeah.
some of the guys that were back there, they were like, "Oh man, like I hope you win." It's like I'm just looking at them like, "Bro, I'm not fucking winning." But like you know what? Props for you to be nice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do you know what, bro? That shit just it doesn't cost a penny, does it? I've been to so many shows backstage and like even in the amateur days when people are taking it so serious. I'm like, you're not even enjoying it, man. Just like
Nah.
put a smile on
And
your
like,
face, bro.
once you start enjoying it, man, everyone else can see it. Like that's the
Yeah.
reason why these guys are even saying, "Oh, well, I'll help you win," because I'm walking around, bubbly, energy,
Yeah,
vibes,
for real.
and they're like,
No,
fucking, they're feeling for that, man. And it's like, oh, it just made my day a little bit better. Like this guy was nice to me. This guy was smiling at me. This guy was making jokes to me and shit like that. Like I lost my
mate.
number, right?
Oh
I
no,
had like
yeah.
3, 4 members of staff fucking running around trying to get a number. If you see like any of my pictures, I got one that's like a drawn on
Yeah,
piece
yeah,
of
yeah.
paper.
I
Two.
remember watching it live, bro, thinking, oh shit.
And then I had a second one that was like another, just like almost like the laminated one, but it was drawn as well.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
so now I have like three fucking numbers
We'll
for.
ta- oh mate, that's
Like
jokes,
I
man.
kept
That's
all of them,
jokes.
of course, because you have to keep those mementos, man. Like you have to keep
Bro,
those.
100%. So obviously it goes without saying the goal this year is obviously back to Olympia. Have you got a
Taking the
route
year off.
back that you're gonna take the year off this year and go back
Yeah.
27, yeah? Oh, do you know
So
what? I didn't know that. I like that. I
I
like that.
was when I came on stage, I was a bit upset. I can't lie. And then I thought about it, and I was like, yeah, this is definitely the right move because when I looked at like again, like I said, because okay, so I've come in for tanning, right? And I'm like talking to all these guys. I'm looking at, fucking what's my man's that trains with Derek Lunsford?
Oh, Matt,
Yeah, Matt. I'm looking at Matt.
Grego.
Grego. I'm looking at all these other guys around me. I'm looking at some of these men's physique guys because we're all tanning at the same time, right? They
Yeah,
went classic men's physique. Then I'm looking at then when I'm about to leave, Ramon comes in with his guy and the cameraman. He looks at me and goes, just points at me like that. Sorry, that's my
yeah.
just points at me like this. And I was like, oh shit. So I've walked up to him and I'm like, yo, what's good? Dapped him up. He's like talking barely, you know what I mean? Don't speak that.
Yeah, yeah,
But we're having a conversation. I was like, yo, I'm coming to fucking smoke you next year, bro.
love that,
Like,
love
and
that.
in that moment, I realized one thing, right? Like the size between me and Ramon is not massive.
Yeah,
He's not fucking standing there and making me feel like I'm some absolute little boy. Like,
yeah, yeah,
but the difference between myself and Ramon is quality, it's maturity, it's
yeah.
time. So the reality is, if I had sat there and let's say I had the mindset of going off, coming back this year, right? I would have come off the Olympia, maybe done a very short hell phase, started blasted maybe latter end of October, sorry, latter end of November, and then now I would have been a couple months into a blast, right? Whereas I took that hell phase up until January, and then I've been blasting for like the last 3, 4 weeks.
Yeah, yeah, got you.
So, I would have been in that position now. And the honest truth is, because I was 96 kilos when I weighed in, and my
Yeah,
cap 99. I would have 100% got to the cap this year if I took,
yeah.
if I was early, did everything I needed to do during that time. But I don't think it's just about getting a cap weight.
But being there with quality.
It's about being there with quality. I need to be there,
Yeah.
standing next to these guys with the same details in the side of my leg, with the same details in my glutes and hams, and
Mm.
the same pop when I hit certain shots. Like, and that doesn't just come from being on the scale weight.
No, it doesn't. It's time
It
being
just
at
comes
that
from
weight.
time. And like,
Yeah,
a lot
yeah,
of these
yeah.
guys, they'll be like 100 and Ramon gets up to like 120, 115 kilos, then to come down to a cap of 103. They're
Like
coming up so
that.
heavy. And it's like what that tells me is like it takes a lot of muscle to have that density at that weight. It's not just being 103, right? Like even look at now, technically he was came in at a higher cap, but because he came and got a lower cap anyway, he still had to pull down. But like, the
Mm.
quality that he improved in that year was it was massive, right?
Yeah,
And
it's so noticeable from year
right,
to year.
with the the reality of it, the weight itself, it not being that differential. His weighing weight was weighing weight, right? Now, obviously, his finals weight was way higher than it was for
Yeah,
last year, right? Like, let's just not be delusional. But all these guys are doing that, and you're gonna have to have a certain amount of quality to your muscle. That I since I've been training and competing, I've actually never taken a year off apart from COVID.
oh, that's interesting. Actually, it's very. I think I didn't know you were taking a year off. I actually got respect for that because it's kind of it's a it's the right decision, but it's a hard decision to make because you love competing. You probably would like to get out there again, but you think playing the long game now because the goal is to climb the placings at the Olympia, right? And
Yeah,
to do that, you've got to, I guess, pay your dues for a longer period of time to make those changes because you could come back and compete this year, no doubt win a show and get there again, but you might not be where you wanted to be compared to where you're going to be in 2027. Like that's going to be insane pulling those gaining
and the
phases
difference
together like
between
that.
2026 and 2027 with competing in between is massive, right?
100%,
Year on year
100%.
difference is crazy. I make year on year changes, right? But 2 year change with no prep is like that's a game
Yes.
changer, And like from my perspective, no one has anything better than me apart from calves, but it's not a calf competition.
No, it's certainly not, bro. Like obviously you've got a very unique physique. Like there's no one that looks like you. Like, I think you probably would definitely got the smallest waist
Yeah,
up
I
there.
have to waste for sure.
Without a doubt, bro. And obviously you brought your legs up loads as well now. They're like popping off the hip now. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So that
You need even
like
more of that, more hamstring, more
yeah.
glute, more thickness in the upper back, and some more arms. It's good. I am convinced that there is no one that is a better candidate for the Olympia when it comes down to like physique, right?
That's the fucking mindset, bro. That's championship mindset, man. You got to believe it in yourself from day one, right? And
Yeah,
you believed it. You believed it since before you were even pro,
right.
like back in the day.
I knew I was gonna be where I am today.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
that's why when
yeah.
people ask me like, "How's it feel?" It's normal. Even
You're
before
like,
it's
I
like
expected
normal.
that shit.
Yeah, like this is where I told you I'd be.
Yeah, 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 yeah. No cap. Man, I love that. So obviously, like, yeah, obviously I've seen you taking a little bit of a different track now. Obviously working with Jase,
Yeah.
which seems pretty cool. What was the like thought process behind that, and what's the plan with that now?
So essentially, with this is gonna sound so weird, and I always feel weird saying this, but the honest truth is, right, like I needed someone from the culture. I went to Jase because I needed a black guy to coach me. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like the
That doesn't sound weird at all, man. I feel you.
when you're with okay, like okay, let me like this is the best way to put it. When I spoke to Jason about this, I like coming to him. He was like, when you was going to the Olympia, nobody was making a noise for you. It felt like the only thing that mattered was like Niles and what he was going on.
Right. Okay.
And when you are when you come from where you come from, it's not normal to start seeing this kind of level of success. It's not, you don't see anyone else like from ends. I mean, obviously, when it comes to music, there's Stormzy, there's Krypton Conan, stuff like that. But other than that,
Yeah,
you don't really like. If I wanted to say like, name me someone from Croydon, not gonna be
yeah, yeah. I feel you.
there's not
Yeah,
hella.
yeah, yeah.
Right? And where I'm from, like it's not normal to see this kind of success. So the
Mm,
fact that we was able to see this kind of level of success whilst let's be real, like I've done some fucking cool shit since I've been a pro, right? I was modeling, doing campaigns for Gymshark. I've been modeling and doing campaigns for VQ. I've been, doing fucking. I was signing fucking pictures with my face on it, at FIBO in Germany.
that's gotta feel good, man. I love that.
Bro, it
Just
does.
success, though, isn't it? Yeah.
And like, yeah, and like, it's like, bro, like, you done all this, and like, there's no hype, there's no
Mm,
energy there, and it needs to be there because of the impact. Because forget about placings and forget about being Mr. Olympia. Like, there is a random kid from where I'm from that he doesn't think he has any future for himself. He doesn't know he
mm,
can go do some shit for himself. He thinks that the only way to get out of ends is to sell drugs or, to make
yeah.
rapping or some shit. There's no one out there telling them you can do something. It doesn't have to be fitness. It doesn't have to be
You're showing that there's other paths
there's
that they
other
can
parts.
take.
Bro, exactly. Like even now, I just went to, because I grew up in Streatham. And like I just went to the sauna at the gym that I first worked at. And my mom called me because she was in the gym and she was like, someone just got stabbed. Like, are you good? Like, this isn't things that most people have to deal with. This isn't things that they
Nah.
have to worry about when they're, up and coming in their craft. So, if you're doing this, if you're making it, if you're fucking, bro, I'm some kid that loves anime, and my boy sent me a fucking picture with me doing like me on the front of the cover for the VQ Dragon Ball Super launch.
Yeah.
Like, that's fucking crazy, bro. Like, do you like
That is sick. That
when
is
you're
sick,
hearing
bro.
that and
I
you
love
take a
that.
step back and go, right, that is some cool shit, man. Like, especially as someone that has loved anime, especially as somebody that like, if you know me, I fuck with anime heavy. I've always loved anime
Yeah, yeah, of
when I
course.
was, fucking in primary school. So it's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
one of those things where it's like I'm doing that. Like this needs to be fucking, projected. Since I've been with Jase, I've done 2 in-persons with him. We've been posting them on socials. He's been pushing the fact that I'm there, and Jase has far more athletes than Ross does. He has far more pros. You know what I mean? Like, and yeah, I'm
so it just
still,
felt like a natural move for you then, and obviously those visions are way more aligned for you guys to move in that direction. It just seems like it was a comfortable move for you, and I think sometimes in life it's just where things go, and just decisions need to be made
yeah.
for
And
your
I
best
feel like
moving forward, I suppose.
as well, to an extent, anyone can get you shredded, anyone can get you big. So what is it going to be that takes you to that next level? And when
That
you look at
magic touch.
yeah, and when you look at every Mr. Olympia, they all have something from that one coach that changed the game for them, right? Whether it's like, fucking Jeremy Bendia and Hadi and Hadi um or Honey, sorry, or Jay Cutler with Chris Aceto and stuff like that. There's always that.
Mm.
There's something there that is not just. It's not just a friendship. It's not just a communication. It's not just a good coach, but it's something there that allows that thing just to be taken to that next level, right? Like, you saw Chris Bumstead win several times with Ian. He looked great. Did the one prep with Honey coming in crazy?
Yeah, yeah, I know what you
Like,
mean. I think sometimes certain people allow you to find a different level within yourself, almost allow you to be
because
more you, become
yeah,
who you are supposed to be, so
yeah.
to speak. That sounds a bit deep, but it's
No, it's
true.
fine.
And I've had different relationships both in and out of bodybuilding where certain ones feel like they hold you back and certain
Mhm.
ones feel like they make you feel like a fucking superhero and you're like, fuck yeah, let's go. I work
Yeah,
like, do you know what I mean? Like sometimes you think, oh, should I do that? You don't even that question doesn't even come into your mind anymore. Like, let's fucking go.
yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean? It's just let's go.
Like with me and Jace, the plan is to come back and win the Olympia. And if we don't win, then we'll come back again and try and win the Olympia again.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's just that. That's the only goal that me and him see. Whereas, like, unfortunately, I was seeing, like for example, if I come off stage and I'm upset about the fact that I just got fucking second to last call out,
Yeah.
can't just be like, oh, that's a good call out, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
that's
You're
not
like
like that's.
you actually want more. You want more. It's just like,
And
all right,
I
fucking
and I
hell.
verbally said
Yeah.
it. It's not like I've sat there in my room and was quiet, hoping that I
Yeah,
hit
yeah, yeah.
top 10.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. You're very outspoken with everything. So everybody, you kind of wear your heart on your sleeve, like on socials. You know what I mean? Like people know what you're about because you fucking
Yeah,
say
and,
it.
and some people have
Do you know
told
what I
me
mean?
like you can't go and do that, and I'm like, fuck that. I'm gonna fucking do that.
Never
I'm gonna be
change,
me.
bro.
I'm
Never
not gonna
change.
be anyone other than that. And I spoke to Oscar, and I was like, yo, am I bugging for being pissed? And he was like, no, you're just pissed because you care.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true. He is the man of fucking
Yeah,
levels, isn't he?
yeah, and that's why I speak to Oscar, when I
Yeah,
feel away because I always get a real response.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Tell you
I'm
what, tell you
tripping,
not
you
what you
tell me
want
I'm
to hear,
tripping.
but what. Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Tell you what you need to hear, not what you want
Yeah,
to hear, type thing.
facts. And like he was
Which is
like, no,
cool.
it's a logical perspective. You could be pissed. And even asked now, like we went and had dinner the next day. I wasn't wrapped down and in my feelings or anything like that. I was still good vibes. Like even when I said something to Nah, he was like, yeah, like I I didn't even realize you was in upset. Like me and Tina was like surprised how much of a good spirit you was in, considering,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the
Because he
fact.
knew how much you wanted it as well.
Yeah, of course. We all like we've been having these conversations from the jump. So
Mm.
even at the same time, we're both proud of where we're gotten to. Like neither of us are happy. Niall's not happy.
Yeah.
He's proud of himself for fifth, I'm sure. But I'm telling
Who's
you,
that? I want more.
I'm telling you from now, that man's not like I don't. Do you get the vibe of somebody that's happy with fifth place on when you watch his
Yeah,
stories? Like he's not. He's just not as
yeah,
vocal as I am.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But I think that's, I guess, going into just things that I guess inspire you to be a bodybuilder. You kind of like mentioned it. I guess part of like your background and growing up and all that kind of stuff has inspired you. It'd be good to hear a little bit more about that. Like what makes you, because you're obviously a very driven person, both with bodybuilding, trying to build a coaching business, got all your sponsors and big in the influencer world as well. Hopefully you don't take offense to that because
Nah, you're
some
right.
people
Nah, you're
some
right.
people don't some people don't like to be called influencers,
Nah,
and you know what I mean. It's like I'm a bodybuilder actually, bro, but I'm an influential bodybuilder. You can be
exactly.
that.
Influential bodybuilder. That makes it sound much cooler.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Put that in the bio, bro.
Yeah, I might have to put that there. I like that. Influential.
Yeah, I mean, just talk to me a little bit about that, bro. Like, what inspires you to keep going and get these sponsors and get to the Olympia and obviously go from where you were back in the amateur days to where you are now?
I've always been a massive dreamer, that's why it's in my name. Like I've always been that type of
Yeah.
person that like if I do something, my goal isn't like, I just want to like make my money or I just want to do it to do it. If I'm gonna do
Mm,
something, I'm planning to be the best at it. You know what I mean?
mm,
And I've always been competitive and I've always got myself into competitive situations. And I think the way you perceive competition is completely different, of course. But when I was a kid, I used to play basketball. Then I started making music and rapping, and that's competitive as fuck. And then obviously
yeah, that.
super competitive. And I just, what, like I seen my mum graft, and one, it showed me what's possible, right?
Yeah.
It's like, so like my mum came from Nigeria to her, right? And then like when she got here, she ended up finding out, or when I guess when she left my dad, she found out that like a family member had used her name to get out of council flat, which in the 90s, I think it might have been easier to do some shit like that. Now you're not doing
Yeah.
that. But Nigeria is
Yeah.
a way to scam.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so she couldn't even get a council flat. So like my mom literally went from being homeless to like owning the home that we're in now. And it's like if she
Yeah.
can go from that whilst like and like I watch my mum persistently like go through the like college and uni and fail year after year. Like I remember mum, I've never like I think my mum has been in college and uni or was in college and uni for as long as I was in school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like she was taking me to the crash when I was in like primary school,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
all the way up
You're
until
going to study.
yeah, yeah, and all the way up, and she kept on like failing classes, and I remember her being up till like friggin' like 10, 11, 12, 1, completing say assignments and failing.
Mm,
And obviously, like again, it was a different time, right? Like there were
of course.
there were
No
barriers
chat
to saying
GPT
that.
then.
Yeah, and also like, art is particular, and my mum is a black woman, so there are gonna be, things that are just gonna hold you back, especially in
Yeah. More barriers to
90s to
entry
early
to
on.
certain things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like especially up till from the 90s to like early 2000s, right? Because I think
Mm,
my mum finally graduated when I was in like year nine, so that's like what 2008. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
So like that's a lot of fucking failure, and she kept on going. And now she doesn't even do anything in the art world really anymore. But seeing somebody just constantly go after something, no matter how much they failed at it, kind
Mm,
of showed me like, failure is not really the end all be all of a journey, right? It's just
mm.
part of the story. And it's not a fucking movie where, you're gonna fail once and then you're gonna find success. You know, you
It's
might
real life shit, bro.
fail and then fail again. And you might fail for a couple years, and then one day you might get one win, and that one win changes your entire life. Do you know what I mean?
Mm,
Like even like and like I've seen that, like within my bodybuilding career, like even when I was an amateur, I remember I did my first show, won it. I was like, wow, I'm a great bodybuilder. It was like UKBFF, like a first timer show. And then like I was like,
yeah.
we'll go to the British and then we'll win the British. And then I think I got like somewhere in the top 12 for some shit like that. I was not really that
Mm,
highly placed. And then I remember coming back after lockdown and doing my second show, and I was assisted, won my class, lost the overall. And then I was like, oh, fucking, it doesn't matter that much. Then went to the Arnolds and then got like third. And then the next year I was like, all right, we're gonna go pro, right? And then I remember like having like a massive time off the gym because I had to try and get a job, and I was working in a fucking basically a fridge. And then seeing that like
fucking hell.
muscle come off, then I had to like fucking start bulking again, and
Mm,
went into a prep. And then I remember then I was like, all right, we're gonna go do the British, and then got to the British and then found out that we wasn't allowed to do it because they had changed the rule that year where it's not in the 12 months. It has to be within the calendar year. Because you remember back in the day,
yeah.
12
I,
months.
I remember. Yeah.
And
Fucking
they
hell. I
just
had some
changed
experience
it.
with
And
that.
luckily now had tried like he realized that rule had changed. So he won the British. And obviously that's how we became friends. And then obviously
Mm,
I was just like, fuck it. So I had to go and then I was like, fuck it, I'll go do the regional, and then the Arnolds are 2 weeks later, I'll go win the Arnolds, right? And I've gone to the regional and then got third. And I was thinking, what the fuck? Like,
mm.
like,
What's going on here?
yeah, and I literally told now, like, you have to finish your prep so we can go do the pro debut together. And like, I've
Yeah.
like been, I didn't even win the overall. I didn't even win my class to even sit in the overall.
Yeah.
So I was
What
like,
year was that?
this is 2022.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was thinking, fuck me, like I'm actually cooked. But obviously, I went to Ross and then we won the Arnolds 2 weeks later. Um, but like, and it's cool to say that, right? It's cool to be like, oh, I won the Arnolds, I did this. I said I was gonna do this and I
Yeah.
did it. I've got a clip of me from the 2021 Arnold being like, yeah, I'm gonna come back next year and win it. So I actually won it. So it's cool to say that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, fuck me. I took like fucking four losses on that way, or three losses on that way.
Yeah.
Even the British, I
But
had to do a novice class.
but
I
that's cool,
lost.
though, isn't it? Because but that's, do you think you went into that kind of like unprepared in a way? Were you almost overconfident, or were you just not quite ready at that point? Well, you were ready because
Wasn't
you
ready.
suppose you just tighten things up then for the shows down the line in
I just
the
wasn't
Arnold, I
ready.
suppose. Yeah, fair. Yeah. At least you know, bro. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's not that I
Yeah,
wasn't good enough. I just wasn't ready.
yeah,
You know
and
what I
like
mean? It's
that's
still all there.
yeah. I just, like, even when I went to the judges, because it was the first time I really said to myself, you know what, the reason why I lost is my fault only. So I went to the judge and was like, yo, like, what do I need to do to win? And they were like, if you were sharper, you would have got second. And I was like, no, 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 what do I need to
Mm.
do to win? And they're like,
Yeah, I want to.
they're like,
I
I
want
don't
to win,
know.
bro.
You got to be better for that one.
Yeah, 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 fair, 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 fucking
And
hell.
I was just
So it's
like,
almost like you. So it's quite. I think just going back quickly to what you said about your mum as well. I think it was quite a nice, almost like a silent lesson she taught you. Just like silence how to work hard, not give up, keep being consistent, and eventually you will get the thing that you want. And I guess that instilled that in you. I guess never die, never give up attitude to just keep going until you get what you want. Right?
for sure, for
Yeah,
sure. And like, it's
that's cool,
proven,
man.
it's proven time and time again that like
Mm.
the real time you fail is when you stop doing what you want to do, right? And I think that's the
Bro,
thing
that's so
what a
true.
lot of people do, man. Like, I watch so many guys, man, and they're like super close to going pro, and like they just stop. You know,
Bro, I was so nearly that guy, bro. And I was like, I put in so much time for this, I just can't. But it definitely got less enjoyable as the pressure got
yeah,
higher, so to
and
speak.
it would.
And then that day when I got it, I remember I said on stage when he gave me the mic, I said a little speech and whatnot. And I said, you never lose if you never quit. And that was kind of like my motto. And like same with you, do you know what I mean? The same with most of us, to be honest, bodybuilders, because we love this game and we just keep turning up. So at the end of the day, before competing, bodybuilding, all that kind of shit, we love going to the gym. We love training and lifting iron. Do you know what I mean? And
Mm.
so we just never quit. And eventually, so long as your goal is within the realm of what you think you can achieve, which yours is, very much so, I believe, just never fucking quit, bro. Just keep turning up every single day, every single year, and eventually it's just gonna fucking make that shit come true, right?
Exactly. I mean, look at fucking Jay Cutler, man. Like, how many times?
Yeah,
Like, I don't think anyone got second more times in this game.
I know, bro. I know. I actually listened to a podcast of him on. I was on the Rack podcast the other day. It was like 2.5 hours, but he went proper personal into some really old school stuff, and I was like, that was a good podcast. I'm gonna listen to that. But yeah, saying about all of his losses to Ronnie and all that shit, and how he just kept turning up, and obviously eventually got it and won it fucking 4 times.
Right.
You know what I
You know
mean?
what I mean? And like, it's funny actually because he got what pretty much what I got. Pretty much bottom of the barrel at his first Olympic,
Mm,
came back and got second. You know, and
mm.
like it's funny because when I actually was in Vegas, like the next day, I see him in the New Tech gym because I had to go there to shoot with VQ.
Yeah, yeah.
And like I don't know if he remembers me. I don't know. Maybe he remembers me from when I went pro, and I highly doubt it. Because he came up to me after I won my after the pro show actually, and was like, "Oh, you went pro today?" I was like, "Yeah, well, this weekend." I was like, "Yeah, man." And he was like, "I was like, fucking." He was like having a conversation with me. I like was fucking freaking out. I was like, "Bro, Jay Cutler knows who I am." Like,
I've met Mum. I've made it.
yeah, like, I was like, "Holy fuck!" I literally walked away from him whilst he was talking to me because I was like
Yeah.
so fucking flabbergasted that he knew who I was.
Oh man,
But
he's
anyway, when he
literally one
looked
of the
at me,
best of all time.
bro, and like such a good dude. And when he looked at me when I walked into the new tech, he was like, "How did you get on?" So in my head, I was thinking, like, does he remember me from Aunt? There's no way. But then, like,
Yeah,
I was like gonna have a conversation with him, but he was busy and stuff like that. So I just left him to do what he was doing. But
yeah.
like, I was actually gonna say, and like, I had just posted, like, I think maybe a day or two before the Olympia, a video about him talking about the fact that he got whatever last and then came back and got second.
Mm,
And I was literally gonna say to him, "Yeah, bro, I'm gonna do what you did and come back and get second
yeah,
off." And I was like, "All right, bet."
mate. Right,
And
you need to get back there again, bro, so you can rehab that conversation.
I mean, and like it was almost poignant, like it felt like an omen.
Mm,
Because
mm.
who are like anyone could have seen Ronnie to CJ that day, right? And like, yeah, it was me, and maybe other people saw him, cool, but like
Mm.
clearly there was some sort of fucking
Bro, Jay Cutler knows who you are. That's fucking end game, bro. That's end game shit. We'll
bro.
take that.
Even I talking to Keon, I was like, yeah, I think I'm just gonna take a year off and then I'll come back. I just need enough muscle. He's like, yeah, man, you're like, and mind you, I'm just sitting in the new tech gym again. He's just like, yeah, man, your shape is so crazy. Like, I was like, my shape is so crazy. He walked off. I was like, Does Keon know who the fuck I am?
He obviously knows what I look like then. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, I was
We'll
thinking,
take
does
that.
he? Like, he
Yeah.
must know what I look like for him to say that, right? Because
Yeah, yeah,
he doesn't just say to everyone their shape's crazy.
yeah. Yeah,
And
no,
like,
nah, definitely not. He knows, bro. He knows. I feel
and
like
then,
he's
like,
quite attentive, to be fair.
yeah, he is. And then even like, and like this is what I noticed as well. Like, I was really starting to notice that I've like people know who I am. You know, like again, like
Mm,
Ramon pointing at me and stuff like that. I mean, he follows me and stuff like that, so I knew he might have had an idea of who I was, but obviously we never had a conversation, and like he never replied to
yeah.
or something like that. So I didn't know he knew, and I was just like, this is cool. And then like even like who else did I speak to? It was just so weird. Like even I went up to Blessing and he was like, bro, your shape is crazy. Da, 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 da. I was like,
Yeah.
holy fuck,
Yeah.
holy shit. Like
Make
just
making waves, bro.
yeah, and like it's so crazy because you're like watching these guys and like and then all of a sudden you're like friends with these guys and you're like, holy what the fuck?
Yeah, no, that's cool, man. That's cool. It's a fucking it's a cool journey that you've been on so far. And obviously, I saw you posted the other day. What's the quote? You have the pen, you write the story. Something along those lines to paraphrase. And it's like you're very much doing that. And I think that's what we're all doing at the end of the day. We've all got the pen, and too many people are too afraid to write. Do you know what I mean? They just go with the
Oh,
flow, and just it's like the life will write itself for you if you don't take that the bull by its horns.
so
And that's
factual.
what it seems like you're doing.
So
So it's good to see, man. I think like if you could go back now to the Yemi, like at the start of your bodybuilding career, would you do anything differently? And if so, what would it be?
hmm, such a hard question to answer because I don't
Hmm.
I don't live in regret. You know what I mean? So like
I don't mean
but
necessarily like
but
regret.
yeah, and
It's
I
like
know you
how
don't really mean the regret. So I guess like the thing that I would change, quote unquote, would be the thing that I regret, but I don't. But at the same time, okay, you know what I would do? When I wouldn't have done the 2021 season.
Mhm.
I would have taken that time off and just tried to grow because I've been basically chasing the like I've never really been that close to the cap, like I was 85 kilo when I went pro, 87 kilo when I
Hmm.
like on no, I was 87 kilo when I weighed in, so I was probably around 87, 89, maybe
Yeah,
90 stage when I went pro. So like at the time my cap was like 93, 94. No, I
yeah.
think
So it's really
94 is a cap now, so it had to be like 93, 92.
yeah, yeah.
So if I'm weighing at 87, lowest low is 89, I was so far away from the cap. Or, so I wish I was a bit close to that cap. Because you know, when I look at now, he did that. He took the 2021 out and then he did 2022
Mm,
and he just closed the cap. Like he was like, struggling to make the cap from amateur days and kind of never really like he's always been close to the cap, whereas I've never been close to the cap. So
mm.
and I do, and the thing is, I don't want to say, oh, the cap is like that, that thing you need to be close to, but you kind of do, unless you're really short.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know what you mean. So you'd have potentially just taken a little bit long. I think it's a hard one though, isn't it? Because looking back, when you first start out, you want to compete more because you enjoy it, and also you want to get your name out there, and
Yeah,
obviously, like you've got other sponsors and things like that. So being active is a good thing because everybody knows when you're competing,
yeah,
obviously IG's going off more. Do you know what I mean? You're in shape, so people paying more attention. Like that's just
exactly.
a fact.
And the thing
Is
is,
what it
I
is.
know that my experience on stage is what is worlds apart from most.
Mm.
And
What
I
do you mean
think
by that?
most people haven't competed as much as I have.
Right, I got you.
And I think the amount of times I've done a show really helps
For
because I've
sure.
only been actively competing. I've been a pro for 3 years or 4 years now. I've been competing for like five.
Mm. That's you. How long does it take them from your first amateur show to turning pro?
So technically three, but COVID. So I did my
Oh
show
yeah, yeah. So it's not a
last year.
competitive year. It's just a
No,
calendar year.
yeah, it was a calendar year that I missed. So 2018, I did my first. Sorry, 2019, I did my first show. Then went pro in 2022.
Yeah, that's good going, man. Do you know what? I actually competed in COVID year. I ended up being a 9 month prep. to prep
Yeah,
for a show, and they pushed it back and back and back. And by the
that's
time
why
I
I never
competed, I
did
was
that.
fucked.
Yeah.
I was
To be fair,
fucked, bro.
I'll be real, bro. During COVID, I just was like, fuck this shit. I was just playing video games and getting
Mate, oh, to go back and do COVID again. Oh my god,
yeah, if
fucking
I
hell.
was to do COVID again, I would have trained the whole time.
Yeah, oh man, I got one of those little. I had a proper rack to be fair and a dumbbell, but I was in a first floor apartment. Yeah, I thought I was gonna go through the fucking floor of that place. You know what I mean? I had like 250 kilos. I was doing deadlifts in there and shit. Like floor shaking, not ideal.
Yeah,
Oh
that's not good.
man,
You know what? Fuck it. If you gotta do it, you gotta fucking do it, mate.
I was like, mate, if the floor goes through, I probably haven't got an insurance policy for this, but fuck it. At least I went out doing what I love, right?
Exactly. Exactly. It worked
Oh
out.
man,
I mean,
love that.
clearly, like again, I think there's so much value to competing as much as possible. So the other truth is,
Mm,
I don't even know if I would have taken that extra time off because I just think there's so much value in being on stage and doing the
I agree.
like you know what, from a coaching perspective, I think that's the biggest plus.
Mm.
You know, if you have a coach and they know what to do, they know what it is like to be a competitor. It just changes the game, right? Because like you
Oh,
know
as in like when your coach has competed before, so they know what you've been through, they know what
they,
they're
they
asking you
know
to do
what
because
they
they've
know,
done it
they know how
before.
hard it can be, right? So
Yeah,
when you're sucking eggs and you tell them, bro, I feel like shit, they're not like it's part of it. I mean, they might.
yeah, yeah,
It's like I know how it feels. I done
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah, no, 100%. Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah,
because
for sure.
but then also then there's like the stage experience, right? Like knowing how to maneuver backstage, knowing how somebody's head might be and what they
Mm,
might need to hear, right? Like some coaches, they might be stunned. They never competed before. So if they think
mm.
something's fucking wrong, they might just turn around and say, "Oh, that's fucking wrong." But as a
And it's
competitor, you know
not the
that
right
that's not
moment to hear
wrong.
that shit.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like
So
hold them thoughts for a minute, bro. Just tell
yeah,
me what I need to hear for this
yeah,
next 5 minutes before I go on stage.
exactly.
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
for
I get you.
I've heard things from other people and they've definitely been told things on the day of the show that they just didn't need to hear.
Just send your head west, sort of thing. Like, bro, come on, we could have
And
left
even if
now.
you are good, doesn't mean everyone is good. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And I think
yeah,
that if you've got that,
yeah.
that je ne sais quoi of someone that's been on stage, you kind of understand, like, okay, I can't tell you this right now, I'll tell you this later. I can't say this right now, I'll tell you this later. All right, well, we're gonna need to do this, this, and this by this time, so let's go do this, this, and this now, so that we don't have to stress about it later. Whereas,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
for example, like, let's say you're gonna go for a fucking drive to Manchester, you might just pack your bags and then leave everything ready, and then when you're ready to go to the car, you just take all your stuff to the car. But we know that, you got the tan on, you got this on, and you got that
mm,
on. So because you know that, you can say to your client, or you can say, okay, I'll take this downstairs. I'll put all of this in the car right now, and then we can chill for half an hour, get in the car, and then leave. Or
yeah. You become so much more than the coach in that moment. You're like the bag carrier, the food cooker, the fucking moving shit around guy.
and
Do you
make
know what I
sure
mean?
that you're
Just like
not
you,
sweating
you
your tan
just
off,
chill.
guy.
Yeah, you just chill, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm fanning you out like
yeah.
backstage
I'll
and
fan
shit.
you out. I'll fucking walk everywhere. I'm carrying your
Yeah,
bags.
yeah.
I'll make sure nothing rubs. You know what I mean? And that's
Mm.
that's that. That's your job, and I'm cool with
Yeah,
that.
do you know, I love that. I love that though. Like when my bros competing or clients competing, like I like being that guy because also, like you said, when you've competed, I know exactly. I'm in your head. Like I know exactly what you want, and it's a nice place to be able to act from a coaching perspective when you've been a competitor, not just a competitor, but like you and I have. We've competed fucking loads. We've probably seen all the shit, done all the shit wrong that you can do wrong as well. So you know how to fix certain
Right.
situations. Like I mean, I've sweated off tan, I've pissed down my leg.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? All
Yeah,
that
yeah.
shit.
We've done everything. You know what? We know how to fuck
Yeah,
up. We know how to fix it. I even remember,
yeah,
like, and like even you know what? That even reminds me of when I did the British, right? Like,
yeah,
so Liam Watson, he fucking great.
yeah,
When he did his first shows, I was like quite supportive, and I guess he was a bit of a fan because he used to watch my shit. And
Mhm.
he was like, and obviously I was like, bro, I think you can go pro, which he went pro, so I was right.
Mhm.
And like we went to Ireland to do a show, and like I was backstage running around for him so much. I was meant to glaze for my no, I was meant to pump up for for my guest pose. I forgot to pump
Yeah.
up because I was helping him out so much. And
That's
like
a good friend right there, though, bro.
And
Good
like,
promo, that.
and then I come out, do my guest post was dope, and I was like, fuck it, cool. Then like, Europa, he went pro there. I did the show there. He was chilling, whatever. And then like when he came to the British, he was just like, fucking do it. Like he was fucking doing things that I didn't even think of. You know what I mean? He was like, oh, here's a hydroflow. Rusto, you drink this, I'll drink this. Da, da, da. And I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
like, you know what? I fucking appreciate it. Like,
I'm
and
so glad you're here.
yeah, like, and it helped the day so much because even before that, I never really had someone running around for me. And like,
Mm.
it's just one of those things that just makes the day so much better. Like,
Yeah, see, even sometimes on show day, like you know what you need to do, but also you've got a million things in your head. Oh, did you remember to take super drill? Did you remember to take your
yeah,
fucking Cialis? Do you know what I mean? Or have you
yeah,
done
yeah,
this? Have you
for
done
sure.
that? You know you've got to do it, but someone else is like, do you remember this? Take that, drink that, whatever. And it
Takes
just
off
takes
the
the
like,
stress off.
yeah,
Yeah. And you're in good hands. I think stress, man, is the
stress
biggest
management,
killer of a physique. Yeah,
especially
stress
on show,
management is key.
especially on show day. I remember the first time I met Flex Wheeler was at the Arnold's 2021, which is again another reason why I probably would have still done that prep. And
Mm.
like I must have met Emil and Yemi, the men's physique guys, for the first time.
Yeah, yeah.
And Emil goes to Flex, man. Like I used to, like I was perfect at New York Pro, like, and then I just had this like creep of wave, like just doubt came in, and then I looked at myself in the mirror again, and everything was just like fucking watery and shit.
Yeah. Film
And
on.
at that moment, it clicked in my head. I was like, all right, cool. I can never be stressed backstage. That's why, now I
Mm.
make an effort to be cool, chilled,
Mm.
whatever, because I know that like it will reflect in my look.
100%. Before I go out stage every time, like I try and sound stupid, but like try and be on my toes. Like I do a couple of literally two or three big jumps just to like fucking get the endorphins flying. So I'm adrenaline in my blood. You know what I mean? And then I'm like, right, let's go. If you
Yeah,
walk out there and you're kind of like, oh, that shows on stage and everyone can fucking see it. Whereas you've got I always try to be the same as well. Come out with energy, smile. Like a smile goes such a fucking long way when
massive,
you're on
massive.
stage.
You know what? Like people always message and go, oh, comment on my post and be like, oh, you didn't smile. And it's like, bro, I'm in a pose. Like it doesn't matter. But just know when I walked out, the energy was
Yes.
there. You might have
Yeah,
not,
yeah, yeah,
you can't see it in this video, but everyone in that room felt that
yeah.
energy.
Yeah. But I saw you walking out. You're like this. Come
Yeah.
on. So I was like, aura right there. Aura times
Bro,
10.
bro, I was that you
You're
get
in
the
the
British.
moment. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the British was like, I was aura farming the whole day. I was like, all right, cool.
100%.
I was just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
making sure the crowd, like, there was no point when the crowd was like quiet. As soon as the crowd quieted down, I was like, nah, 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 nah. Fucking turn up.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, I know it sounds like, and it shouldn't, but it does affect the judges and stuff like that. Like, that's the guy that's affecting the crowd like him. So I
Yeah,
mean, so then eyes are drawn to you, and then
so
you're
much.
doing your thing anyway. So they're looking at you for your physique, but you bring it. You can bring yourself attention from having aura on stage. I say that to so many
You
people.
can. And another thing is when you get a bit fucking tired, right? Because so I'm gonna tell you. So I was being a bit of a slimy guy backstage at the British. And
Yeah.
not in a way that was like bad. It's just that I noticed a couple guys, huffing and puffing. So I was like, all right, cool. If you're huffing and puffing after your individual, you're not gonna be able to hang with me in rounds. So I'm gonna
And the
make sure I do
comparisons,
a lot of
no.
rounds. And then the judge had said, like, I'm gonna do as many rounds as I need. So I was like, so I'm egging on the judge to do as many rounds as possible.
You're there like, come on, more, I'm ready.
I'm telling the
Yeah,
judges to give us more rounds, but I'm telling the crowd
yeah,
to get louder. And then like
yeah.
I went to Judio after like when we came off stage at one point, and he goes to me, man, I don't know how you have so much energy. I am absolutely cooked. But I can't lie to you. When the crowd started getting loud, it gave me more energy. And I was like, I looked at him, I
Mm.
said, that weren't for you, mate. That was for me. But at least you got anything from it.
Yeah, little insider trading there, bro. I love that.
Like once the crowd's going crazy, it's like at least for you and the top, you and the other guy, at least. That
Hundred
energy is
percent, mate.
gonna make you fucking
You,
pose,
do you
man.
remember You remember the amateur days where when you come out on a regional and there's like fucking 20 people in the audience and it's dead quiet
Dead,
and you're like,
dead,
tough
bro.
crowd, man, tough
Oh,
crowd. Do you
bro,
know what I'm saying?
I don't like. Sometimes I go to an amateur show and I'm like, holy shit, this crowd is dead. Like I'll start getting crazy
Yeah.
as a person because I'm like, this
Oh
crowd
man,
is
100%. Every time, bro. There's always a small handful of people like you, me, and other coaches and
yeah,
friends
yeah, yeah.
who'll
But
always be like, "Yeah, fucking go on, quads, glutes."
like the difference is like oh man, and like I remember. I think the first time I ever had like a really cool crowd reception was like Empro. So that was like my second pro show. Well,
Mm,
okay, no, so actually that's a lie. Arnold's crazy,
of
crazy,
course. Yeah,
crazy.
of course.
But obviously it's the Arnold, so you have to kind of take it with a pinch of salt, right? But like
Yeah.
when we did when I did the Island after that, and that was kind of dead. But then obviously my next show was Emperor the next year, right? And like that was the first time like I came out and I hit like a front lat and the whole crowd was just like, "Whoa, go at bro." Absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
There's fucking pyrotechnics going up behind me. I
Yeah.
was like, what the
Yeah.
fuck is going on right now? When
Yeah.
that was like the first time where like it was like a genuine reaction from a crowd that didn't know me. And
Mm,
like
mm.
once you get a taste of that, man, you can't
You
even,
want more? It's
bro.
addictive shit, bro, isn't it? It's addictive,
It's a
especially
crazy
for a
feeling.
showman, bro. Like you're a showman through and through. So when you get that energy, you
You're
give it
like,
back.
oh,
So it's like trading. It's like trading energy.
word. And it's
Yeah.
like it is genuinely top three feelings, and one is probably taking ecstasy.
Yeah.
Like it's
There
that.
we go. That's a good comparison.
Like it's
Don't do it.
honestly
Don't do them
such a
together. Just don't do
yeah,
it
I
at the
was
same
just yeah.
time.
Oh mate, you'll be after me.
On stage, tripping balls.
Uh,
Yeah, fucking hell. Yeah, so it's got a bit watery. Fucking hell. Shit,
Get some
you can
water.
imagine. Fucking hell. Mate,
But
the
yeah,
Empro shows are amazing. Like, Emilio puts on a
bro,
class show over there in Spain, doesn't he? I've
bro,
competed over there a few times.
love it there, bro. Like Alicante has to be top. Like I don't. It's hard to say. Alicante was an amazing crowd though. I've had some
Yeah,
really good crowds, so it's hard to judge it.
pinpoint it, but
But Emilio has the best venue, so the
yeah,
venue
that venue's nuts. Yeah.
makes the crowd that much better. So like
DB Spaces is called, isn't it?
these spaces, phenomenal places, just a small
Sick.
arena. And it's
Yeah.
just like you got a crowd all the way up to the top, and you got these fucking
DJ
pyrotechnics,
smashing.
DJs
Yeah.
going crazy. You got the fucking massive screen on the back. So when you turn around and hit
Yeah.
the back shot, you can kind of reassess, oh, was my legs right? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Flip the glutes on. Come on,
Yeah.
boy. I love that.
With a little, yeah, I can see that.
Everyone's posing like this. Everyone's posing like that,
Yeah,
aren't they?
everyone's posting like this.
Looking up.
Exactly, because they're looking up.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
honestly, yeah, great venue. And then I don't know though, Germany was phenomenal. That was a great crowd too.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's deep.
and now I'm trying to think what was my best crowd.
Mm,
Maybe the British actually, to be fair, that was crazy.
mm. It's
I've
got to be
never
a
heard
home
a
crowd, isn't
UK
it?
crowd like that. I've never heard the UK.
Yeah.
I even the
Yeah.
Europa a couple of weeks before wasn't like that. I don't know. Maybe it was a smaller venue. Maybe because there was more people that knew who I was and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But that was
You know,
probably
but the most mad thing I saw was when I competed in Pittsburgh. That
yeah,
it
that was
wasn't for me. It wasn't for me, unfortunately. But Derek and Nick, when they were going head to head, I've never heard anything like it, man. It was so loud. Like
yeah,
over 1,000 people there in this massive, it wasn't even
bro, it's
auditorium,
crazy.
like a fucking, like an NEC type thing, like a
Yeah.
fucking airplane hangar. Absolutely crazy. And I was like, just stood on the side, like,
But it was on
fuck
the
yeah,
it
this
was
is
in
sick.
the like in the what do you call it? Like in
It's
the
like a
expo, right?
convention center.
Yeah, and it was in the expo itself, right?
Yeah, yeah. So the expo is kind of behind it. So when it was when they had finals, it was all like open, and it was no, sorry, finals it was closed for prejudging. It was all open, so you could see all the way back to the expo. So even if you didn't have a ticket, you could technically still watch
Yeah,
your
okay, but
proper
they
quite
closed it off so you couldn't see it for finals, but still.
for fun. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But the sound in that massive fucking hall must have gone crazy.
No, it was nuts, and because obviously everyone thought Nick should have won. Like it was a large consensus of people thought Nick should have won that.
Yeah, so
So it
when
was,
they
mate,
called
it
out
was
Derek, that must have been
wild.
a crazy reaction as well.
Oh, bro, it was wild. I was on the side just like, fucking shit. Like, it was pretty cool to be watching from that point, even just to be in
Yeah,
that show, to be fair.
yeah,
But yeah,
you
it
had
was,
the best seats.
bro, best seat in the house, mate. It was, that was a good one. That was very, very good. But it's like, like you say about like you can tell the levels of the competition. When you turn pro, obviously, that was probably one of the higher tier pro shows. And obviously, I went there just to have a crack. But to see it in person, to see Derek and Nick and because of Ballinger Bonac, I stood next to William, and I
Yeah,
was just like, damn, bro. And like, he was the nicest guy ever as well. He
Oh,
was like,
William Bodak is so
do you know
great.
what I
And
mean?
my mum won her pro card at his show, innit? So like,
Oh, of course, yeah, yeah,
when we
yeah,
saw him at the Olympia, she went up to him and
yeah,
he's like, hey, how you doing? It's been a while.
yeah. Nicest guy, isn't he, man? He
He's
was literally
so nice.
like,
He's so
he
nice.
was he was really helpful as well. He was like, she wears like the tape here, and does all these little like bodybuilding hacks, shall you say? And he was like, try this, do that. He was just kind of helping me out. Do you know what I mean? I was like, this is fucking cool, and I'm gonna listen, bro, because
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah,
do
yeah.
you
When
know
the
what I
OG
mean?
speaks, I
You
listen.
listen straight up, mate. 100%. Like even like I'm pretty good with timings and stuff like that. And I was pumping up, and he was like,
Wait.
chill, bro." And I was like, "All right, I'm gonna do what you're doing."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm just, look, I follow you, bro. I follow
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
big
yeah,
hunk.
yeah.
So,
Because that's
but
the one
yeah,
thing as
like when,
well. Even that's another thing, pumping up timings. Like that's just another thing that
mm,
a coach would just know. A lot of these guys
yeah,
they don't have the pumping up timings. I see certain dudes they pumping up for a fucking hour, dude.
it's so true. And I think with pro show as well, the pros get more time. So
Yeah,
obviously you've got to wait longer backstage. So you've
exactly.
actually got quite a bit longer amount of time. Imagine the Olympia was a fucking joke. How long did you have to wait? That must have been crazy trying to hold a pump and then come out and do comparisons.
Hold a pump, bro. We had to do
Yeah.
another pump up.
We're doing this shit fucking hell.
Bro,
Yeah,
we
I
like
bet that was
we pumped up. They had us on the side. They had to find everyone. Then they started to creep
everyone's
us
just
in.
fucked off.
We were just like, oh my God. Like, bro, I really don't think I had a pump at any point in that.
Yeah, I can
Like
imagine,
even
bro, because you
even when they called off everyone and started going through the rounds, Mike, Ramon, and Terrence, they went backstage to pump up whilst they were doing all the comparison rounds.
mm, you know, it's just crazy, isn't it? How much you've got to think about those things, though, haven't you? And it's hard to plan. It really is difficult to plan around that, to be honest, when there's that many people. It kind of
But
is a
the
bit of a
best
wing
thing
job on
is
the day.
the people there are so many staff members and they are
Mm,
all so helpful. There was like
yeah.
three tanning girls backstage. There was maybe like 10 hands backstage.
Mm,
So many fucking people. So like I,
yeah.
like you can ask and you can get like good amount of time in. You can kind of spot what everyone else is kind of doing, and like you can kind of make your timings from that. So
Yeah. And
it's
you
just
know
having
who's like, but like 5, 6, 7 guys in front of you. So you're like, okay, he's getting ready. I can probably gauge it a little bit. So you're not miles off, but still,
what
it's
you
not
gotta do.
perfect.
What you gotta do is just go. You gotta tan up and go straight to the fucking weights.
Yeah. Straight on, just like full on. You basically done a full upper session by the time you get on.
Bro,
Get the logbook out. Like,
smash the full session, and then when you come back
yeah.
around, just get some sweets. That's what you need to do.
Yeah, yeah,
I
hundred
think
percent. Some quick
this
carbs
kind
in
of
there.
be easier though, because there's only going to be like 40 dude, 45
Yeah, because of the qualification
for the
stuff
qualification.
this year.
Exactly. So I think,
Yeah.
and even then, like like the Arnolds, and then the Dubai is after the Olympia, so no one's getting the Dubai
Mm,
invite. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, good point.
so
What do you
they're
make
getting,
of the new qualification criteria? What's your thoughts on that?
whew, I like it and I hate it.
I can, I get, yeah, I feel that. I feel that.
I'm a big time competitor. Like I love doing shows, so having to do more shows to me is not a bad thing.
Mm.
But also, like,
Certain shows give you direct. Is there certain tier of shows that give you
yeah.
straight
So
qualification?
Arnold's, Romania, Dubai, Pittsburgh, and New York give us straightaway qualification.
Would Would you want to do that? Do you go and do one of those, or would you
But the
try and
problem is, I would
qualify
want to do
before?
both.
Yeah,
Like,
fair, fair.
like, I'm not gonna do Pittsburgh and then go home. I'm gonna do Pittsburgh, New York,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and then if I get
Because you
two
can.
qualifications, that's a bit bad, man, on the people. So I'm not a big fan of that. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I
Yeah,
don't really care about them people though, because I'd even do
yeah.
because for example, I was thinking about doing the Arnold's if I get qualified, if I get the invite. I was thinking Detroit Arnold's UK,
That'd be a nice one out, wouldn't it? And some peas as well there, bro.
and some money,
Peas, bro.
and
We'll take
that,
that, eh?
and like I'm pretty sure like between all three of them shows, it's like maybe 250,000.
Can you even imagine, bro? Like, from what you said earlier about like your beginnings and where you've come from and stuff like that, to earning that kind of money, if you could, like, even
In
just winning even winning one show, even
one
winning
show.
fucking 10, 20 grand.
Even
Do you know what I
even
mean?
even even winning 100K.
We'll take it.
I'll take it.
I'll take that. I'll take that, bro.
100K from the UK, from the Arnold's America. I think it's 50K from the UK or 40K for UK.
Yeah.
And then I think Detroit is 50.
Yeah, he's coming for that bag.
Listen, I'm gonna get paid 2027, bro.
Yeah,
Hey.
I love that. Do you know what? That's actually another kind of, I guess, reason why it kind of like bolsters the idea to take this longer off season, because like you are going to be undoubtedly more competitive taking that time off, and not just to get the Olympia qualification, which is obviously what you want, but also you're gonna get paid along the way. Fucking sweet, because at the end of the day, shit costs money. You've got to live a life.
And the thing is, right, this is a conversation I was really having with now. Um, when you're in that top 12, top 15 range, every placing is a big check. Directly or indirectly, it's so much money on the table, because you could be that guy with millions of followers and you're gonna get shit tons of sponsors, right? Because you got the reach.
Of course.
But when you're fucking fifth in the world, second in the world, third in the world, first in the world, the opportunities are just fucking limitless, man. So many of these brands, like, they don't care about how much sales you got. They care they got Mr. fucking Olympia on their team, bro.
Yeah, of course, 100%.
Like,
probably indirectly going to get sales anyway, I imagine, at that point.
Like, even from what I've heard, like, fuck it, look at Ali Bilal.
Yeah, true.
True. At this point, Ali Bilal doesn't even get sponsors no more. He just partners up with these companies.
Yeah. It's levels. levels to the game.
Bro. Like, let's be real. Yeah, his following helps. The hype that he builds helps. But it's him being second. You know what I mean? That's the real money. All the shit talk he does, all the YouTube videos, all the hype he does, all that stuff. It doesn't mean fuck all if you ain't got the places to match it.
It's very true. He backs it up. And he looks sick. And obviously, at the end of the day, you can kind of get away with talking shit when you're fucking good. Do you know what I mean?
Get away with talking shit.
Yeah, 100%.
I know he was pissed about second. I saw him at the VQ shoot. He looked like he was going to punch someone in the face. But I think he had every right to be pissed about second.
Yeah. Do you think he can beat Ryan next year?
That's a hard question to answer. Can he? Yes. Will he? To be confirmed.
It's all on the day, isn't it? It's all on the day. Because I feel if Ryan's 100%, it's very difficult.
The thing about men's physique, it's all about in the morning. And I think Ali Bilal gets better in the day.
Yeah.
And I think Ryan Terry gets worse in the day.
Interesting.
So if Ali Bilal comes in like how he comes in the evening, in the day, he wins.
But then it'll be like, well, what does he looking like in the evening? If he looks good in the morning, does that carry through? Do you know what I mean?
I don't think it matters.
Yeah, I suppose there's so much weight on that prejudge.
They don't judge the finals unless it's like really fucking close to the prejudging.
It's an interesting one, isn't it? I think. What do you think then is the difference between the boys at the very top and the guys coming through? What do you think the difference is? Like mindset? Is it the physique? Is it sponsors? Is it like what do you think is the gap, and how do you close it?
Yeah, I think the gap is mindset. Well, I think it's mindset and then sponsors, right? And it's like it's close because because you have to have the mindset to get to the places that you need to get the sponsors. But if you're struggling to make ends meet, if you're not able to bodybuild the way you need to bodybuild, you're just not gonna have the advantage. Like, look at Ramon. He's fucking in the gym every day with a fucking personal trainer in the best gym in the field. He goes out and then he does like fucking all these photo shoots for these companies to get money.
It's I don't want to say it's an easy life at all, but it's an easier life compared to someone who's still got to work and make bank.
Right.
It's easier as a bodybuilder anyway.
If you're working a full-time job, right, and you're fucking fifth in the world, you're cooked. I'm sorry. You won't go from fifth in the world to first in the world whilst working a full-time job. Because you're doing the full-time job thing. You're waking up early, getting your cardio in, doing your check-ins, and then you're gonna go to work, and then you might have to do a cardio session in your lunch break. Then you're doing your
Mm,
weights after you finish training, and then after you finish working, and then you're gonna go home, you're gonna make your meal for the next day, and then you're gonna go to
mm,
sleep, and you're gonna hope that you get 8 hours. I'm sorry, but bodybuilding is fucking hard. Like
mm.
you're just not gonna be able to compete at the highest level. Now, is there gonna
Yeah.
be an anomaly that's fifth place and working a full-time job for sure? Sure.
Mm. It's
But
interesting actually say that because like what you said about the mindset and then you said about sponsors is actually very true. And it's probably not something that a lot of people really think about because if you're getting paid, I don't know, 20 grand a month or whatever it is, some of these top boys gets paid plus commission, you haven't got to work at all. So you can set up your whole day to be the perfect bodybuilder. And that is probably the difference between that guy who is at the top and someone who ain't there yet.
and mind you, let's not even just think about it like that, right? Let's really break it down, okay? Let's say
Mm,
you're making good money, right? You've got a car, it's a shitty Ford Fiesta. You're in
mm.
it, your back kind of hurting, you drive it to the gym.
Yeah.
Are you gonna have a good session? Or if you're like, fuck, this car is shit, I'm gonna fucking upgrade it. Now I've got the Range Rover with the fucking reclining seats,
Massage seats and that.
massage
Yeah.
seat. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
train in the gym, and then I'm gonna go
Yeah.
whip it home. You get the
Yeah.
massage the whole way there, the whole way home.
It's a
You know,
difference. Yeah.
tell me your day is not gonna be better.
I'm
And then you got to
waking
your
up with a bigger
house,
smile for sure.
and then you got one guy that's sitting there like, okay, where can I get the cheapest meats from? And you got the other guy going, all right, I'm gonna go get everything from the butcher.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Getting
get the
delivered
most
every
premium
morning with
cooks,
fresh meat.
fresh meat delivered, put it in the freezer. Do a back. Samson's, he's man's got a whole freezer where he just fucking
Yeah.
puts all his meats up, divides them into weights, and takes them out day to day.
That's fucking,
Even
it's
like,
the one, isn't it?
even look at Samson. You go home, you drive your car home after the gym. You had a great session. You're like, all right, cool. I mean, you smash a meal in, sauna, steam, jacuzzi.
Yeah. It makes a difference, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? And other people are like, if we want to have a sauna steam jacuzzi, I've got to go drive back out, go to the gym, pay to get in because my gym doesn't have one, so I've actually got to go to the leisure centre,
Well,
pay
I've
a
got to
five to
pay for
get
two
in.
memberships.
Yeah. Oh, bro, I've done that before, man, just so I could use the sauna and shit.
And yeah, and it's worth
Shit.
it. But again,
Of
that
course.
a 15-10 minute drive.
It's all in addition to things that you've got to do. It's like breaking down the walls in which you've got to go through to get to the final boss. Do you know what I mean?
And
It's
let's be
like
real.
we've just got.
If you're cooking your meals individually, just before you need to eat it, you're gonna get more out of your food. Nutritionally, that food's gonna start to break down after you fucking put it into a Tupperware. Now, would it
Mm.
be marginal? Yes, but I believe the smallest margin is where you beat people.
And that's what we're talking about. We're talking about the smallest margins. First place, you know, those differences at the top are
So
minuscule, even
many.
measurable.
Some of the guys, if you went up to the judges and said, "Hey, man, what's the difference?" They're probably looking at fucking. He's got a little bit more pop in his lower back.
Yeah, they've got to say something, but realistically, it could have gone one or two ways. Let's be fair. Do you know what I mean?
Bro, like even
One or three ways.
look at men's physique. Manuel Hunter,
Yeah,
fourth, then
yeah,
12th,
mm,
second at the Arnold's, and then he's now 12th in
yeah,
the world.
yeah.
Come
It's
on.
wild, isn't it?
Like
It's wild.
consistently, he's there at the top, number four, number two at the Arnold's, and then all of a sudden he's 12th. That just shows
Mm,
you the margins.
the
Manuel could
levels
have
at the
been
top.
better. Some of the guys could. One guy came in fucking best of his life. Came in, he peaked out of his mind. His coach cooked. He fucking was feeling good. Maybe he had heated seats
Man's
on the
there
way
like
to.
that. Yeah. 100%. Hey, bro, I got a question for you then. So, thinking about like pro status and pro cards and stuff, because everyone's bouncing it around a lot at the moment. Like, oh, it's easy to get a pro card now. There's so many pro cards going around. What's your views on that? Do you think it's easier or harder now? Because I'll let you say. What do you reckon?
Okay, you know what? It's easier and harder. Does that make sense? And what I
Here
mean
we
by that,
go.
right, is like it's easier in the sense of if you sit there and go, yeah, my fucking goal is to get a pro card, you could probably get it.
Mm,
A lot of these guys back in the day, they were like, yo, I'm gonna get a pro card. You have to Rich PR. fucking, all these guys, Bob Paris, they weren't going pro. Whereas today, I think if you sit there and go, I'm gonna go pro, you could go, fuck, I'm gonna go do the British, and then you're like, oh fuck, go to Milan, then Germany. You could just travel around Europe and find the unit,
Mm,
right? Assuming you're good enough.
mm.
Whereas like there was so little less opportunities for it. But it's harder now because there's so many more good people. The sport has
That's
so
yeah.
many more people. So like the amount of cards probably haven't scaled to the amount of people that are competing.
That's exactly my viewpoint. It's almost like it's easier in the fact that there's more opportunity, but it's harder in the fact that the level of competition is so much greater now as an average.
Because the thing is as well, people go, oh, but look at this show. It had Paul Dulett and it had Kevin Lavoni winning the card, and then Flex Wheeler got second. Yeah, but was Flex Wheeler the Flex Wheeler that came in to 993?
Yeah,
No.
yeah,
Do you know what I
yeah,
mean? Like, yeah, they
100%.
were in the show, but they weren't the show. They weren't the guys they were today. Whereas now, you got to go up against some fucking monsters, and then you might you got to look at fucking Classic. Look how many good guys are in Classic right now in the UK, right? You got fucking people like Aaron and people like Joe, Colsey, fucking Hayden. All these guys are trying to go get a pro card, right? And they all have to compete against each other. And then some random motherfucker from Germany might be out
Yeah,
of his mind
smokes.
good. And then he comes and
Yeah, yeah.
smokes all of ya. Or fucking some random guy from fucking Spain. Or some random guy, from France. And you gotta beat some fucking random guy from France. Bro, when I did my show, I had to beat some fucking guy from Taiwan.
Mm.
He got his
That's serious
card,
travels.
bro, he got his card the same year. And then he was at the Olympia this year. Or last year.
Yeah, fucking,
You know what I mean? So it's
that's
not even
sick.
like these guys aren't fucking good. This guy was good enough to,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? He's still going to the Olympia, bro. Do you know what I mean? So it's
yeah.
not even like you can go, oh, well, you just, no. Like, more than likely, guys that you're beating are still good enough to go off and get a pro card and will win
Mm.
a pro show in a couple years' time.
100%. You're probably right. Kind of like what you said earlier. There's levels to the amateur game as well, and it's like
Yeah.
the top. Like, there's so many guys now who are good enough to be pro, but obviously just haven't quite got there yet. And it kind of takes us back to what we spoke about at the very start: is that maybe they've got the ability to, but they haven't quite got the mindset to keep going. So I know a lot of people who could have gone pro but stopped. It's like if you'd have just kept going, you'd have fucking got it,
Look at
man.
the guy that I beat at fucking Arnold's. If he had stopped, he wouldn't have gone pro. He went pro in Taiwan the next show.
Yeah, yeah. And he might could have quit his prep then. He could have
He
stopped.
could have quit bodybuilding then.
Yeah, that's so true. You see it so much though, don't you? But
So
it's like a double-sided sword, really. You've just got to keep going and go through the pain. And at the end of the day, yeah, I remember when people said to me when I turned pro, "Oh yeah, you deserved it," or before I turned pro, you deserve to turn pro. I'm like, no, I don't. I don't deserve shit. I
yeah, nah.
deserve it when I get it. Then I
Okay,
deserved it.
I've got a nuance. I've got a nuanced opinion because people said the same thing to me as well. And when they
Yeah.
said that to me, I was like, "The fuck?" They were like, "You're just a nice person." I'm like, "To you, I guess," but I'm sure someone would disagree. But like yeah, I do agree with that though, because like I knew of you as that guy that just kept on fucking showing up, bro.
Mm,
I like before I knew who you was, I was just like that's the guy that's constantly trying to go pro.
yeah,
And
a
like
couple times.
that sounds shitty when you're not the pro. But like I'm gonna be real, that's a cool thing for people to kind of know you from. Like people know you because you fucking grafted your ass off for a pro card. So
Mm,
you did deserve the pro card, bro, even before you turned pro because of that fact. Like you was known as
yeah.
that guy that fucking did everything it took to
No quit mentality, bro.
zero
You
quit
know.
and
Yeah,
finally got it.
yeah,
So yeah, I
yeah.
think I do agree with that, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I think you did deserve that card. And
No, I
I
appreciate
think
that,
it's
bro.
hard to hear it when you're somebody like yourself, where you are competitive and you're like, I only deserve what is given to me.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Looking back on it now, I guess I can kind of change my mindset a little bit. Now I've got it, and I've kind of released that pressure valve, and I'm like, okay, maybe they were right. Just when I was in that moment, I was like,
Yeah, in
I'm
the
so
moment, you're gonna be
fucking
like,
focused.
what you talking about?
You're like, I can't even entertain that shit right now because it'll make me feel comfortable or maybe take my foot off the gas or whatever. But I kind of ignored it, kept going. And then now I guess I feel like, right, I earned it.
Yeah,
I
no,
earned it.
you 100% earn it. And like, I completely see where somebody else will come and say that from. I completely get that.
Yeah.
But I also completely
Nice.
get why you're turning around being like, what the fuck are you talking
Yeah, I think it's that competitive nature though, isn't it? Like you kind of there's certain things like we said about the coaching when you need to hear certain things at certain times. Is like I don't really want to hear that right now. I'm not ready. I'm not ready mentally for that because I'm still fucking
grind?
focused on this thing on the grind. Yeah, and I think a lot of people today it's a kind of like I guess I don't even need to give it as a message. I guess my body of work is that message. Is that you just do you know what I mean? I'm not blessed with like my genetics are okay but I'm not blessed with incredible genetics. You know what I mean? And I've had to just work and work and work and just keep turning up and getting beat and losing and doing okay and then getting close and then getting better. And then it's like, oh,
I would
actually,
disagree with the perspective of not good genetics. I would say, you know, you might not be the most structurally gifted, but I would say you have good genetics because you don't get a pro card with shit genetics. Respect.
yeah, fair. I guess what I meant by that is like I'm naturally an ectomorph, so like naturally a super skinny small boy, and it was like
Me,
it's
baby.
taken me. Yeah, like I'm 35, bro, and I started training when I was 15, so I've trained for 20 years. I've competed since 2014, so for 11 years. So it took a little bit longer to get there. So I guess what I mean is like growing for me was always very difficult.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, not bad. I didn't mean bad genetics. I guess I mean like I wasn't blessed with
The
the
ability
ability
to
to
just
grow
grow
muscle
and grow and
easily.
grow. Yeah, I get.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
look at weights and growth. So yeah, I didn't mean bad
yeah. I
genetics. I didn't
definitely
mean
look at
to.
weights, bro.
Mate, the thing is like it's funny though because we all have pros and cons and like you never eat like my pro like I could get lean in like 6 weeks. I could probably be pretty stage lean in 6 to 8 weeks if I pushed it. And I know the people have got to do 20, 25 week preps to get lean. But
Shit,
then they can fucking
eat.
look at a weight and grow. Do you know what I mean? They could grow on 4,000, 3,500 calories, whereas I've got to do six and a half, 7,000 calories to grow. So it's
Yeah,
almost like look at what your gift is and just go with it. Don't
yeah,
worry about
yeah.
the thing that you're not good at because you can't
That's
change that.
literally the game in bodybuilding. It's run with your strengths. At least
100%.
at least until you can't.
Yeah,
There is a
for
point when
sure.
you have to turn around and go, okay, let me, make my weaknesses better. But,
Yeah.
like for example, like, I don't know. You look at, I don't know, Derek. His back is so crazy, like, he can try and grow his arms, but let's be real, like he doesn't need better arms to win the Olympia. He's proven that.
No.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, so it's like
Just want it.
just run it until you just run with your strengths, just you got crazy back and crazy hands and crazy glutes. Just fucking do that, man. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
fucking just
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah. We'll just run with that, and you're known for being that guy, and then slowly keep chipping away at the other things, and it will come up. And eventually, like you look at him now, I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
fair play. Do
Like
you know what I
I
mean?
mean, I know I kind of like not rely on, but I'm so structurally blessed. Like I could get
Mm,
further than I should in that time, with that weight. So I just use that to
mm.
my advantage. I just use the fucking
But again, like you said though, this like game of top trumps. Like I'm playing that hand every fucking day, like obviously,
exactly.
and
You
then
know,
and then it takes a little bit longer than to just put the other pieces of the puzzle together. But that's what you're doing, and that is the game.
yeah,
The
that is
game
again.
will never end.
Nah,
The game will never end. You just have smaller pieces of the puzzle to put in.
until everything is tense.
Yeah, yeah, literally. I love that, my mate. I know we've been on for quite a while, so we'll start to wrap up shortly, bro. But what's your thoughts on Olympia 26? I guess you can go on the classic. Who are you calling for that? I know it's early days, obviously, but again, we're doing a early
Fuck it,
call
nah, we
here.
can run it. You know what? This is how I see it, right? I see it's gonna be a game of the newer guys. Okay, so
Yeah,
I still see Mike in the mix. I still see Terrence in the mix. I still see Ramon in the mix, but I don't know where. I know for still
interesting.
see,
So it's not a done deal for Ramon.
no, I don't think it's a done deal for anyone. I could see
Mm,
Nile winning it, to be frank, and I kind of hope he
mm.
does. So then that
That'd be
means
cool.
that I don't feel so bad when I come back in 27 and win.
Like you had yours, bro.
Yeah, now it's time
I
for me
love
to
that.
eat, baby.
Yeah.
But
What? What?
yeah, and then I can see a Diego coming in into that
Hmm.
top five. I mean, again, I can see Jose doing well, but the thing is with Jose is that he isn't structurally gifted. And I don't think him having a baby is gonna get in the way of that. So just about if he comes in
Hmm.
with the improvements he needs, which it looks like he has made some crazy improvements, like his legs look.
Hmm.
But I just think that the conditions we're gonna carry is hard.
Yeah,
I
it's
also
interesting
feel like
because everyone at the top is everyone's so different, very,
yeah,
very different.
different and close, and that's the thing because like
Mm,
I can't really think of a top five off the top of my head, but I can give you an easy top 10.
mm,
My top 10 top guys,
mm,
I think is going to be Mateus. I think Zanetti's going to be back up in that. Mike, Ramon, Ruff, now Jose, Diego. I can see Logan coming back into that top 10, and I can see
mm.
Justin Ballerina coming into that top 10 as well. And it's just about where these guys will land in that mix.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. It's a very, very. It's probably I'd say one of the most competitive divisions, top one or two between that and
It's the
probably.
most competitive, bro.
Yeah, it probably is actually, isn't it? That
I'll
and then I'd
say,
say probably
I'll
Open's
say
probably a little
Open
bit
is
behind that.
the thing about Open is, well, we've seen it for the last, what, 3, 4 years. It's been the
Mm,
same top three, same top four.
mm.
Okay, but Andrew slipped into that top three.
He's ruffling some feathers, isn't he? Do you know? I reckon he could. I reckon he could. He could
Nah,
do it next
and
year.
not I
Depends how
reckon.
Samson comes back, though.
Not I reckon. I think that Andrew is winning the Olympia next year.
You reckon? Yeah.
For
I think
I
it.
could almost I would bet money.
I can see it. I can absolutely see it. He was dominating this year, man. It was crazy. I thought he could have even got higher than where he did, to be honest.
I think he should have got higher than where he did. When I saw him, I was walking into the meet the athletes, and he was walking out. I had to get my mom from the airport, and I looked him in the face, and I was like, "Holy shit!" And
He's
I
in.
like
He's
I
on.
met him for the first time at the Arnold's in 2022, so I've seen him before a show,
Mm,
and then obviously and then I was chilling with him after FIBA. So I've
yeah.
seen him after shows, I've seen him before shows, and his face, I've never seen his face like that. When I saw that, I was like,
Yeah.
something's crazy's coming. He's like, no, no, no. I was like, something crazy's coming.
And it fucking did. He looked
And
like
it
an
fucking
absolute
did.
fucking monster.
And
A
that
fucking freak.
you can see it in his face, man. You can just see it in his fucking face, man. I think he's gonna win it personally. I
That's
mean,
a.
yeah, like you said, it depends on how Samson comes, but I don't know about this whole 350 pounds thing, man. I'll be real with you.
Mm. It's going to be. It's make or break, really, isn't it? Because I think if he nails it, puts on the right size, gets good enough condition, he could win it again. But again, it depends, doesn't it? I think he's got a lot to prove this year.
And
A lot to
conditioning
prove.
I feel like at that level, conditioning shouldn't be an issue. And I do think that I do question if like he can get into that nick.
Mm. Well, even like coming down this year, it wasn't quite there, was it?
Nah, and like from
Wasn't
what
quite
I
there.
heard, he carved up like he normally does. And I don't know if you know what his carve ups are like normally, but it's like very small amounts of food.
Mm. I think he just already lost too much muscle by that point. It wasn't
I
really
think
going to
he just
make any
kept
changes.
to me, Samson looked like somebody at the beginning of a peak week. I
Mm.
don't think he lost too much muscle. I think he didn't feed hard enough into the show.
Yeah,
Because if
almost
you're gonna
over
dial it
dieted
hard,
for a
you're
little
gonna
bit.
have to fucking push that food.
Yeah, that shit needs a front load.
You need like a heavy front load. Like I'm thinking like
Yeah,
1,000 gram, 1,000 + 5 gram a day
yeah,
for 3 days at least. And from what I gather,
yeah.
these lot will give him. He'll have the fucking singular egg on in the morning. On the peak week.
Yeah, that's not filling me with vibes that at
Nah,
all.
he
It's
just
not good.
if you're gonna dig fucking hard, you need to feel fucking hard.
Yeah, 100%. It's like tipping the scale one end, you've then got to fucking re-tip it all the way the other
Gotta
way.
get that
Do
balance,
you know what
right? Like you can't just fucking. That's what his scale looked like.
I mean? Yeah,
That's
too
it.
far out, 100%.
He had far too much fat taken off and not enough carbohydrates on the other side, man.
Yeah, yeah, and
It
just
just,
looked kind of just soft and flat.
yeah, exactly. But and you've definitely seen that, right, on your own preps, right, where you're flat and you look soft.
100%,
So
hundred
that's
percent.
why I say he looked like he was at the beginning of a peak week to me.
No, I felt like that when I dropped down to try and do classic. I'd taken so much weight off, and technically, you'd think taking that weight off, you'd look leaner. I looked
Ah,
softer and
what?
just flatter and just small and shit.
No, for sure. For sure.
Demoralized,
And the thing
demoralized.
is, it's like almost like all the lean things kind of start to dissipate. So the
A
glute lines
hundred
aren't
percent.
as deep, and the
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
chest striations aren't coming in, and that
Abs
bicep,
are like not dug in.
the abs, yeah, the abs aren't dug in. There's a weird layer of water there, and you're like, what's
Yeah,
going on? Because that's
I
the thing
know there's a
about your
problem
body,
for
right?
me.
You have to be at the right
Yeah,
kind of level. That's why when you see someone with crazy conditioning, like it's not really conditioning. It's just the way their
it's
skin.
peaking, isn't it? It's peaking
It's
right.
their peaking and it's the way their skin is, man. Like if you look at Jose, for
Mm,
example, like of course he is peeled, but like I don't think he's like, let's say like this. If you look at Mike and you look at Jose and you went grab their skin, you're not gonna see so much less fat on their skin. Like it'll be
mm.
around the same. Where the
Yeah, true.
difference
It's just the
lies
way
is just the way it looks when it's
it's
fucking
like,
bugging. Yeah.
yeah, like that distribution.
And like, he just has so much detail and maturity in his muscle that when he's fucking peeled, it just looks like he's so fucking peeled. That's why you never see a black guy look like that. Because we just don't have that
Yeah.
same level of like fucking graininess and like,
Is it like a skin texture thing?
for sure it's a skin texture thing. Look at
Mm,
like because even look at like I don't know, look at Phil Heath. He had great skin, great skin texture for bodybuilding. And like obviously his shit look dark the fucking right, but it doesn't look
mm.
anything like what Jose looks like.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's like that grainy.
And then
It's
even
like
if
the
you look
thing
at
like,
Derek, even if you look at Derek, don't look like what Derek looked like either. Derek
yeah,
looked
very
a
true.
lot more grainier, but you can't tell me that Phil Heath wasn't sharper than Derek.
That's for
You
sure.
can't tell me that.
Okay, now.
You can't tell
All
me. I,
right.
I won't believe that if you paid me.
No,
But
I know, mate. It's interesting how different people look, and how someone can probably be leaner than someone else, but someone else will look leaner than them based upon the muscle texture, the muscle density, how long they've been bodybuilding, all that kind of stuff. Because it makes a difference, doesn't it? Like the puppy muscle, so to speak, compared to someone who's been under the weights for fucking 15, 20 years.
exactly.
Definitely makes a difference.
Look at Ronnie. Look at Ronnie compared to Samson, right? Like you can see the difference in their training, right? Like
Oh,
I don't
mate.
think Ronnie got to 350 in his off season. I don't know. Maybe he did. But like even his 350 don't look like Samson's 350, right? Like Ronnie looked
Yeah.
fucking alien. Like you look at Samson, go, you look fucking crazy. Yeah, let's not get that twisted. He looks huge. But when you look at Ronnie, you're like, what the fuck is that? Like what the fuck is
I don't think anyone can be compared to Ronnie in his prime, man. Absolute fucking freak.
what
The
even
goat
if
of
you weigh
goats.
the same with the same height, it's just a muscularity thing, right?
It's just
It's
not the same, is it?
And it's the
It's just
weight.
not the same.
Look at Ronnie. He was fucking squatting like probably 600 pounds every fucking day, like that he come into
Mm,
train legs and then doing walking lunges in the heat. That's gonna do something to the muscle.
yeah, without a doubt. Just forced that shit on. He just
Yeah,
bullied muscle on,
200,
didn't he? It was like,
200 pound dumbbell incline pressing. Your
yeah,
chest is gonna look kind of crazy. You know what I mean? Whereas I see Samson maxing out the machines, but I don't really see him pressing on the Smith more than 3 plates.
yeah. I guess everyone's got their own kind of way of doing things, but
Yeah, of course.
mate,
But I mean, if he trained like Ronnie, I think he would just look bigger.
I think people can't do that though. Can they?
No, I know. No,
He
no,
was
no.
a fucking power lifter at a high level.
If he
Obviously
could
he was
train like
just
Ronnie.
yeah, that's it. People just can't though. And
Yeah,
I'm
no, for
obviously
sure.
not saying that I'm trying to tell him how to do his training or anything.
No,
Absolutely
no, no.
not. But it's like
Don't
the
listen to
way that
us. We're
Ronnie
gonna have to
trained.
get to fucking 350.
Yeah, true. True that. Just need another couple of pounds. Fucking hell.
Yeah, I can,
But
I,
mate,
I
if you
I just observed it.
yeah, we'll just window shopping here, bro.
Yeah, you do. I'll watch and learn. But it's just my
Yeah.
perception from what I've seen.
Oh, I love that. Well, mate, I'll wrap things up now, and I want to ask you one final question, bro. If you could say one thing, what would be like one piece of advice you would give to either, like a younger guy coming through the ranks, a younger bodybuilder, or maybe even like a younger you? What would be that kind of, if you could give like one piece of surrounding information, what would that be?
People are gonna make a story, so make this, make the most out of what you have, because there's gonna be so many people that are gonna sit there and they're gonna make up their own fucking narrative about everything, right? I'm sure there's some person that has like I've heard people say some really like they've had some really strong opinions of me, and I've never met them
Mhm.
once. So
Yeah,
don't worry about other people's opinions on you. Just run the race how you want to run the race, because people are they're gonna talk, they're gonna make up their own stories. But at the end of the day, you're the only one that can live the life that you want to live.
mate, love that. That's fucking, that's that's deep, but it's hits home. It
It
hits
does.
home, and I think a lot of people worry too much about that stuff. I know when I was younger, I did.
Yeah.
Used to worry about
So
what
many
people.
people worried about what other people think. But then you go and you realize you're like, okay, so if this person really likes me, does that change? No, it doesn't change anything actually. So
Mm.
what happens if this person really hates me? Oh, it changes nothing. So okay, oh, I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it anyway. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
like
love that, bro.
I've noticed that, I've just noticed that so many people sit there and they have all these fucking things that they just want to put up on you. Maybe it's from their own insecurity, or maybe from their own opinions or their own perspectives or whatever they have. It's just noise.
100%, man. I think you're, I guess, like a walking example of that. Like it's funny because we're always seeing you in fights online and online beef and shit. And I'm like, oh, Yemi's at it again. But like, that's just you not giving a fuck and just being 100% yourself and saying what you think is as factual as you see it. And like, I love that. Do you know what I mean? Because a lot of people aren't like that anymore.
Yeah. I think the reason why I have so many issues with people is because I'm honest and most people aren't to them.
Very true. People sometimes don't like the truth said as it's said. Do you know what I mean? Like some people like patch up the truth or say it a certain way or lie or whatever,
I,
but
I,
you
I
say it
mean,
how it is.
here's the real, right? I had a whole argument with fucking Brandon because I said that he's not gonna make it to the second show.
Yeah, I remember.
He didn't make it to the second show, did he? So, you know,
Speaking facts
maybe it
again.
doesn't feel good to hear it before you've even started your prep. Maybe it doesn't.
Yeah,
Or when you're in the beginning of your prep. But if my observation with what happens in the past and what's going to happen now, and looking at the work that you put in the time, if my observation is at some place, then more than likely, it's from a perspective of just somebody that's been paying attention, right? Like if you
yeah,
fucking got enough muscle, you're not gonna fucking drop out of a show or out of a prep. You're gonna do all the shows you decided to do. The only
it's
reason why somebody drops out of a prep or out of, or ends their prep early is because they didn't do what they needed to do in the off season, or they haven't had enough time in their off season. They change their mind.
yeah,
Right? They're like, oh, I didn't realize I needed more muscle than I did. No one has a
yeah,
happy off season, locks the fuck in, and then goes halfway through it. I can't get to the end.
yeah. No, I feel that, man. It just takes it back to like your mindset of just speak what you see. Do you know what I mean? And I think a lot of people will like it's I guess love hate thing, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? And like because they know they know where they stand with you. Because
Exactly.
do you know what I mean?
Listen,
This
one of my closest friends is Cozy, right? The first thing he ever said to me, he looked at me. He was like, "How many weeks out you are?" 8. You got fat glutes. Sick. And you're gonna need to hide your calves, pretty much.
yeah.
Sick. And you know
Cheers,
what?
bro. But that's what you need to hear.
And you know what? Now me and him talk every fucking day. And
Yeah,
if I have a check-in, I show it. If he has a check-in, he showed
yeah,
me. And because we both know if we look like shit, The other person's gonna tell us you look like shit. And if you look really
You
good,
can
the other
hear it.
person's gonna tell you you look really good. And if they
Yeah,
say it,
yeah, yeah.
they mean it.
Yeah, no, that's good. I love that. I love that. Absolute positive vibes. It's good to surround yourself with people like that, not
Yeah,
just fucking
listen, I
yes
don't
men
want
and shit.
fuck that, man. Fuck that. Anyone that I've not had any fucking back and forth with, even if it's small, I don't trust them.
Mm,
You know,
mm.
if every single time I've had a positive interaction with you, I don't fucking trust you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That makes sense, bro. But mate,
If you
honestly, it's
never
been
told me that I'm in the wrong, bruv, I'm in the wrong a lot. So fucking yeah, you're a shit friend.
yeah. Call me out on my bullshit, bro. For
Yeah,
fuck's
man, I
sake.
know I'm on some
Yeah,
bullshit. Don't tell me that. I
yeah,
know you're fucking capping.
yeah.
I know
I
you're in
love
another
that, bro.
chat saying, "Oh, Yemi is fucking doing this," bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd rather that person tell me that to my face. I'm
please.
like, oh, okay, I appreciate that. I
Yeah,
appreciate
I
that. Like,
appreciate that, and I'm gonna change it. And I feel like some people they just don't know that. I think some people like they're so sensitive, and people around them have been so sensitive that
mm,
they're scared of being,
yeah. Do you know, I got a mate who's very close to me, and last year, at the start of the year, I saw him. Uh, we trained and stuff like that. It was just before I'd started prep, or I was just started prep, can't remember. And he was like, "Do you know what, mate? I actually don't think you're going to go pro this year." And I was like, "Oh, okay." You know, like it wasn't nice to hear, but I was like, it was almost I appreciated and respected the honesty. Do you know what I mean? And I was like, it kind of put more fuel at the fire, and I appreciate that kind of honesty. And that's
Was it
like
the
a
year
good
that you
friend,
went
isn't
pro,
it?
or the year after, or before? Sorry.
The year I went, the year I went pro, I was like, "Fuck you, I'm doing that shit."
Yeah. I mean,
He
listen,
came to
there's
my
one way to start a fire. I mean, I don't know if you know who what's his name on Instagram? Like, he's like an accountant, like fitness accountant or something like that. He's an Irish guy. He's really good. He's a lovely guy.
oh James,
Yeah,
I think it's James.
yeah, James. And
Yeah,
he was like to me, oh yeah, like when I was a bodybuilder, my friends used to tell me you're gonna lose because they know if I told them, yeah, you're definitely gonna win, you'll be like, oh, great, I'm gonna have a cheat. meal. And then when I
yeah.
told you
Sit
you're gonna
back,
lose,
chill.
you go fucking training
Yeah.
like a madman, sticking to his diet like fuck it to a T, and then like he'll get there and you'll be like, ah, bro, like look how much fucking work I've done. The guy's like, bro, I knew he was gonna win fucking 3 months ago. I just told you that you wasn't.
Yeah,
Anyway,
just
like
wanted to
you gotta
fuel your
stay on.
fire, bro. Yeah, mate, I love that though. That's what it's all about. But mate, it's been a
Been
fucking
a
pleasure
pleasure.
having you on, bro. It's good to chat and have a bit more of like a deeper conversation. Like I know we're very similar in our views on bodybuilding and the fact that we just love training and love bodybuilding and the scene and everything about it. So it's good to have you on and good to have you on to go into some of that shit, bro.
Nah, it was dope. Very good. Very fun podcast.
I, I appreciate that, bro. And
And you,
I
as
don't
you've
think
learned, I
that'll.
can
But
yap for England.
say that again, bro.
So
Oh, you
as
can
you've
yap for
learned, I
England, yeah.
can yap for England.
That's probably a pretty good thing on a podcast, though. So we'll
Yeah,
take it. Do you know
yeah,
what I mean? I don't. Do you know what I mean? Like when the conversation just flows and it's back and forth, and I don't have to be like carrying the conversation
yeah,
because that shit's painful,
yeah,
bro.
yeah, yeah. Having
Painful.
some people must be
Yeah.
terrible to have a podcast with. Like, oh, God.
Oh mate, yeah, definitely got to pick and choose your guests, not just based on how good they are as a bodybuilder, but are they actually going to be interesting to talk to? But mate, it's been class and chat to you and talk about your experience and Olympia and everything like that. So obviously, no doubt I'll see you around being in London, but it's been a pleasure to have you on and good luck for everything in the future, bro.
Thank you, my man. That's giddy.
Pleasure, bro. Big love, bro. Nice.